All right, traders, those of you on all the socials, how are we? What a session. Wow, right? Let's go to the larger time frames for just a second here. 15 minutes, all we need to see. Okay, my bias coming into today, absolutely bullish on the 15-minute to the 4-hour chart at the most, right? The larger time frame still has to prove, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, but we came in with this monster move up from a very, very nasty 16 open here, 6016 open. And so as we come through here, we break the gap fill through the 49.50s. This is overnight. This was last night, Sunday night. I'm bullish from that point on, right? So then we go back into position one. Okay, so then this is where we come in this morning at 8 a.m. And now I'm cautiously optimistic on the bull side here. But if you watch the stream back, which the stream is VOD on YouTube. For those of you that watched it on Kick and Instagram, you can VOD it and go back and watch what I'm talking about. As it's moving up into the 200 simple moving average on the 15-minute, I'm saying, as much as I would love to say that there's perfect longs here, we're coming into a resistance level. Now, it turns around, and the first thing I say is I point out that this is a very bearish 15-minute bar at location. Now, we're not going to take a short. We're not going to take a short. We're not going to take a short because if we go over here and we look at this, it's saying, hey, we're in first position on the KISS chart on the 2-minute. Okay, but we don't want to just get ahead of ourselves on the 2-minute and think that we're just going to short everything because the 15-minute is still pushing upwards. Now, so what I did is instead of taking this perfect short, okay, against the trend, what I did is I waited for it to come into the VWAP, which the VWAP is here. It's just not on this chart. It's here. You can see it. And so then I waited for the tape to come back in and tell me when it was time to execute. Okay, so now let me see if it pulls up the trade. Let me see. Oh, it does. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so it does show it. Okay, good. Perfect. So here's the trade. Plain day, right in front of everybody. You can hear it. Order filled. Okay. Stop was hard stop. 67.25. Okay. So now why do I have this weird short on here? Ah, great question. Because the 15-minute fractal was turned up, I cannot short on the 2-minute chart. So what I was showing is where old losing Rev lost money every single freaking time. So then what I do is I go against the old losing me and I take the trade long because I get the perfect tape read at 72 that we're going higher, that this is held, right? I'm reading the tape and I'm seeing the pattern, right? Because the first thing that you have to look at before you find your event, which creates the risk parameters, the first thing you have to find is context. Now that we've introduced context in context, that was redundant, but it was not redundantly redundant. The reason we did that, the reason is we were too far away from the VWAP. Very simple, very simple. So all morning long, you'll hear it on the stream if you run it back in VOD. You can play the VOD in 2 times speed, so it just goes right through and you can see. I'm talking about, look, I see all the longs starting 8 o'clock, right? I see all the longs. They're beautiful. Hey, great. Good job. Good job. Okay. Show me where a draw on liquidity is. Tell me where it's actually defined, and I will take the trade, right? So now the first thing that we see, if we go all the way back like this, the first thing that you actually see after 8 a.m. is a draw on liquidity on the buy side. That's the first thing you see. Here, they grab it and they run it. Okay, so now it tells us we got this thing here. It tells don't short. Okay, don't go long. Don't go long. Don't go long. If you take a trade, it has to be short. So the first long would have been short would have been right here. It hit first target. Okay, so now the second short. Watch this. So I'm just going to move this over. Here's your stop. Okay, your second short would have been right here. All targets are hit. Okay, great, cool, sweet, nice, good job. Okay, now what? Well, the narrative was that you have to stay. The narrative is that you have to stay with the 15-minute chart, and that's up. So I'm going to find the draw on liquidity that is with the larger time frames. Textbook, and I'm done with my day. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's going to do it for the video. Okay, we'll see everybody tomorrow live. We're going to be on Facebook, Kick, Twitter, and as usual, 8 a.m. live on YouTube. The live trading desk. You'll see my smiling mug. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody.